The bell rang sharply, slicing through the dull chatter of students dragging themselves into room 204. Monday mornings always felt heavy, but this one carried an extra weight. The big math test. Pencils clicked, backpacks thumped onto the floor, and reluctant students slouched into their seats. Among them was Ethan Miller, the quiet boy who always chose the last desk near the window. His clothes were simple, a little worn, and his shoes had scuffed edges. He didn't talk much, didn't raise his hand, and didn't socialize beyond a polite smile. Most students forgot he existed. But Mr. Carter, the math teacher, never forgot. Mr. Carter was known for being brilliant, but also brutally sarcastic. One mistake and he mocked you for weeks. He believed tough pressure created strong students, but to many, he was simply mean. He strutted to the front of the room carrying a thick stack of test papers. "Good morning," he said, though his tone made it sound like a threat. "Today we separate the thinkers from the daydreamers." Several students groaned. Mr. Carter scanned the room until his eyes landed on Ethan. "Especially you," he added loudly. "Let's see if you can answer even one question this time." Laughter bubbled around the room and Ethan lowered his gaze. Mr. Carter enjoyed these moments a little too much. He thumped the stack of tests onto his desk dramatically. "This is not just any exam," he declared. "It's advanced, college level. If, by some miracle, anyone scores above 90. He paused, smirk widening. "I'll tear my diploma right here in front of the class." Gasps filled the room. Then he pointed directly at Ethan. "And if you pass Ethan, I'll tear it into tiny pieces." The class roared with laughter. Ethan didn't. He simply blinked, then asked quietly, "Are you sure, sir?" Mr. Carter snorted. "Positive. I've been teaching 20 years. I know who can pass and who can't." The words stung, but Ethan didn't reply. He accepted his test paper silently as Mr. Carter dropped it on his desk. The moment the exam began, pencils started scratching wildly. Students fidgeted, frowned, erased, and whispered curses under their breath. The problems were harder than expected, pages of complex equations and multi-step logic questions. But Ethan, he didn't hesitate. His pencil glided across the page almost rhythmically. While others struggled with the first question, Ethan was already finishing the fifth. His face stayed calm, eyes focused, lips pressed in quiet concentration. Some students noticed. "Is he actually doing it?" a girl whispered. "No way," a boy muttered. "He's probably just writing anything." But Ethan wasn't guessing. Numbers flowed from his mind like water finding its natural path. Each solution came swiftly, confidently, as though he had solved these problems long before today. 15 minutes later, Ethan flipped the last page, double-checked his answers, and set his pencil down neatly. Mr. Carter looked up, astonished. The classroom buzzed with low murmurs as Ethan carried his finished test to the front. The other students watched, whispering and giggling, expecting a disaster, another reason for Mr. Carter to humiliate him. Ethan placed the paper on the teacher's desk politely. Mr. Carter didn't even look up. "Sit down, Ethan. I'll grade it when I have time to waste." Ethan quietly returned to his seat, but inside his heart thumped not with fear but with something new, confidence. For the first time, he wanted the teacher to see what he could really do. Minutes later, as students continued scribbling, Mr. Carter grew curious. What was that boy thinking, turning in the exam so quickly? With a dramatic sigh, he pulled Ethan's paper from the pile and scanned the first problem. His smirk faded. He read it again and again. Then he checked the solution key. Perfect. He flipped to the next question. Another flawless answer. Then the third, correct. Fourth, correct. Fifth, correct. A frown carved deep into his forehead. "How?" he whispered. He flipped through more pages, fingers moving faster with each problem. His breathing quickened. The classroom chatter dimmed as students noticed their teacher's expression change from confident to confused, then shocked. Finally, he reached the last page. Every single problem was solved correctly. Every step was accurate. Not a single error. The room fell silent as Mr. Carter slowly stood up, holding the test in a trembling hand. "Ethan, come forward," he said, voice strangely low. Ethan hesitated, then walked toward him. The class watched like an audience awaiting the climax of a drama. Mr. Carter swallowed hard. Did anyone help you?" No, sir. Did you cheat? No, sir. Then how did you do this? Ethan looked down, fiddling with the hem of his sleeve. Math makes sense to me, it always has. The teacher stared at him, really looked at him for the first time all year. For the first time, he noticed the brightness behind Ethan's quiet eyes. But you never speak in class, Mr. Carter said. You never let me, Ethan replied, not in anger, just in truth. A ripple moved through the room. For the first time in his career, Mr. Carter felt embarrassed, because he realized he had never seen the boy's potential. He had mocked him, belittled him, dismissed him. And yet Ethan had silently outperformed every student he ever taught. Mr. Carter cleared his throat. The score is exceptional, he said carefully. How exceptional? A student blurted. Mr. Carter lifted the test for the class to see. He didn't just pass, he scored 100. Gasps echoed. A few students clapped before stopping, shocked. Ethan blinked in surprise. He hadn't expected applause. But then something even more shocking happened. A boy shouted from the back, Sir, you said you'd tear your diploma if he passed. The entire class erupted, cheering, laughing, chanting, Tear it, tear it, tear it! Mr. Carter froze. He